Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. It's your boy Terrence, the unstoppable Coach Leffridge, with another episode of the 21 Days of Gratitude on the Unstoppable Story Show, where we talk to ordinary people with extraordinary stories. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in and bring a friend. We thank you for spending another day with us talking about gratitude. Yes, we're helping you have an attitude of gratitude in this Thanksgiving season. And I'm so thankful to still be able to do these things each and every year. Anyone who's been following the Unstoppable Story Show know that around this time we celebrate the harvest of the season. We celebrate the labor that you've put yourself throughout the entire year and the fruits of that labor that have come across as a result of the work that you've put in to become a better person and a better version of yourself. So, for these next 21 days, we're talking about gratitude, what you're grateful for. You're going to have me giving you some ideas of what I'm grateful for. And then we're going to have special guests like we have tonight coming on, sharing their attitude of gratitude and answering the question what they are grateful for. So come on in, stick and stay. And hey, you might find just a new reason for you to be grateful in this harvest season. Now, this guy that's coming on the show tonight is no stranger to the Unstoppable Story Show. He is the international Make Every Second Count speaker. He's an author, he's a speaker, he's an entrepreneur, and he is someone that is passionate about helping people recognize not to take things for granted, to be grateful, and to make every second count. So let's bring my friend to the stage as Mr. Jeff Martinet Jr. And the crowd goes
What's
wild.
up, family?
Hey, 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 Jeff, how are you, sir?
Oh, I am fantastic. How are you?
I am great and always good when you are on the show because you bring a special type of energy to the Unstoppable Story Show. So, I gave you this the best I could do as an introduction, but I feel that only the person themselves can give us the best introduction about themselves. So, why don't you take 30 seconds and reintroduce yourself to some and introduce yourself to others on the Unstoppable family. Go ahead, Jeff.
What is up, everybody? Hey, my name is Jeff Martinet Jr. I hail from the little town of Piqua, Ohio, and I am known as the award-winning international Make Every Second Count speaker. Geez, this is hard to do right here on the screen, but I'm so happy to be here, and I just want to say thank you to Terrence for doing this gratitude special.
Oh, hey man, we both talk about gratitude. You talk about gratitude on your show every Tuesday. Make every second count on Facebook, YouTube, and IG. Make sure you guys check him out. He's doing great things. And we were just talking offline. 7 years strong, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
7 years strong. That's a lot to be grateful for as well, to be able to do a show that long. Some shows get canceled in seven series, much less 7 years. So you must be
Yeah.
doing something great, and people must be loving what you're doing.
Well, it's not really that it doesn't really matter to me that people are loving what I'm doing because I am loving what I am doing. It is my passion, and it has been an outlet for me and my guests over the years, and I'm so thankful for the show and the audience that I have to lend to other people so they can get their story out there too.
I love it. I love it. Well, you know what? We're going to jump right into it because, again, we've got a couple of minutes to talk about gratitude, and we want to make sure that you get to tell your story of what you're grateful for. So, without further ado, the question of the show, Jeff, is what are you grateful for today?
Well, may I give them a little background first?
Absolutely.
All right. So at the age of 17, guys, I was involved in a very serious car accident. I was sitting at a green light waiting to turn left when a semi decided he wasn't going to stop at his red light and he T-boned me in the intersection, leaving me automatically unconscious, and I would spend the next 3.5 in the hospital. Now, for 2.5 of those 3.5 months, I was in a coma because of a traumatic brain injury. I had a fractured neck, a broken jaw, two fractured ribs, a punctured lung, and a ruptured spleen. I wasn't really supposed to be walking right now, but I am. I have gone and told my story to students all over the world. In fact, I was in Kenya, Africa. I was in Georgetown, Guyana, and I never thought that would have been possible. But I'm so thankful for the life that I have now. And yes, it almost ended when I was 17, but it didn't. And that's something that I want to tell you guys too. That everything that you've been through, all the ups and downs in your life, it doesn't matter because you're still here. So, the number one thing that I am thankful for is definitely life.
So that is an amazing story, and it just gets, it warms my heart every time I hear you tell and give that testimony of what they expected and what you are actually doing, how you have taken life by the horns and you have decided to live it on your own terms, not giving up based upon what others thought you wouldn't be able to do. It's a very powerful story. But I also believe in some of our conversations that you said you don't take things for granted that you used to take for granted before, right?
That is correct. Now, you see, I used to play all kinds of sports. I did everything from baseball to basketball to football to hockey to soccer. I even rode BMX. But I'm not talking about those kind of abilities. Yes, while I did have those kind of abilities, I'm talking about abilities that each and every one of you out there, I'm sure, have. The ability to use your fingers, the ability to see, the ability to hear, the ability to walk. You see, there's all kinds of abilities that you guys have in your life that you should not take for granted because each one of those things has the possibility to make you happy. And if you find one thing that makes you happy and you are appreciative of that, you show your gratitude for that, then your mind will start to pick up on that. You see, we have what they call the RAS, reticular activating system, in our heads, and it is like a mesh net. And when you pick up on one thing that you're grateful for, your brain will start to pick up on more things you're grateful for. And the things you're grateful for produce happy chemicals. And those happy chemicals are what in turn make us happy. And then it's all one big cycle. It's
Yeah.
so cool the way it works.
The reticular activating system. I love that. That is great. You guys make sure, even though you're here for an attitude of gratitude, don't forget to get that pen and paper because we are dropping nuggets here in this short amount of time. And I like that how you say think of one thing and not even by coincidence, but as a result of that, you can't help but to think of another thing to be grateful for and another thing to be grateful for. I remember when I
No
was
more.
working at this supportive housing company, and I was working with families that were coming back together, single moms, single parents with children being reunited with their families and being able to move into their own place. And I remember doing this thing called the hot seat, where we'd have all the ladies get together. And one of the things I asked them was, what are you grateful for? And Jeff, we had this one lady that we put in the hot seat, and she must have sat there for a good minute. And during that minute, tears started to roll in her eyes, and we were asking her why she was crying. And Jeff, she said, I can't think of one thing that I'm grateful for. And this is why I love the power of community, because she couldn't think of it because she was inside of her own head and inside of her own thoughts. But then someone said to her, well, you're crying. And she said, yeah, some people are so hurt that they can't even cry. And then someone else said, you can see. And then someone else said, you can smell what's in the room. And then someone else said that you were able to walk into this room. And then it was just an avalanche of people giving her ideals of what she should be grateful or be grateful for. And you've heard the phrase that sometimes you can't see the picture because you're part of the frame. Yeah. And she couldn't see all the things that she could be grateful for because she was stuck seeing the things that was happening to her. And I want to share with you guys this is Jeff's thing, being grateful for life, but be grateful for everything that comes with life, the good, the bad, the otherwise, because it's the simple things in life that bring out the most gratitude, in my opinion. Would you agree with that, Jeff?
Yeah, it's so funny. We booked this show like a week ago, and I actually tried to get out of it because you see, my dad and I. Oh, well, by the way, the second thing that I am thankful for is my dad. Now, hang on, I'll explain this a little bit, but see, every Friday night we go out to dinner. And I didn't want to rush that dinner. But instead, I said, "Hey Dad, let's go a little early so I can get back in time for this show." I wanted to be here because I had already agreed to it. I know I tried to like pre-record it, but you said that wasn't possible, and that while at the time that was like crap. I got to the point that I'm doing it, and I just had to pivot a little bit with things and adjust things so they could work out right. My dad and I normally go out to eat every Friday night at 6:30. But this week I talked him into going out at 6 so I could get back in time for this. And we still enjoyed our meal together. It was great to be there with him. That is my time to just spend with him. And I enjoy that. I, in fact, love that. And I appreciate the littler things often in life now. When I had everything almost taken away, then I can see the littler things to be thankful for now.
And that's a great thing. That's a great story and a great analogy. And sometimes we have to be grateful for the opportunity to pause, to pivot, to make adjustments in our lives, because there are some people, even people that have had a similar accident to you, that they can't pause, they can't pivot because they're dependent on someone else for their schedule. They're dependent on someone else in order to change their schedule. They're dependent on someone to be able to pick them up, to take them to dinner at 6:30 versus being able to take themselves. So it's you I'm glad you're were able to make the change, but I'm also grateful that you have the ability to make the change, because at one point you didn't have that opportunity. And like you said, you are grateful for the little things now. And I think if more people focused on the little things, then the big obstacles wouldn't be so big, and then they could really see the big things that they should be grateful for in their life.
Exactly. You
So
know,
tell me more about your dad. What else does when you think about your dad, what else are you grateful for?
so all right. So my mom and my dad both never left me alone in that hospital all 3.5 months that I was there. So I never spent any time by myself. They were always there when I needed them. They were just an amazing support system. Now, you see, I love something that they did. Like when I first got to the hospital, they told every doctor, every nurse, all the medical staff, all my family, all my friends that, look, there's going to be no negativity in the room. If you want
Hmm.
to talk negativity, you're going to have to go outside the room, because we don't want him to hear that. We don't want any of that negativity on him, because he needs all the positivity at the moment. And I appreciate my parents for that, because something obviously helped me out in the hospital. And I believe their support was one of those things.
I love it. That's great. And that's definitely something to be grateful for. And the power of parents, man, the power of parents to really know what's best for their children and to want the best for them and to create that environment where they can achieve the best thing possible for them. We appreciate you for sharing that with us. Hey, we're not done with Jeff, you guys. We're going to take a little break, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about gratitude from our friend Jeff Markinet Jr. Now, Jeff and I are part of this phenomenal organization called Becoming the Better You. Yes, it's a nonprofit organization where our sole purpose is to help anybody from any walk of life become a better version of themselves. Now, we didn't say the best version, because once you feel like you've become your best, then there's nothing else to reach for. But when you are constantly in a circle of becoming better, then each and every day you work on becoming better than the day you were before. Hey, why don't you think about joining BTBY? And we help you with your personal and professional development. We help you with your finances. We help you with your ability to be of better service. And then we also help you, if you're interested, to do what Jeff and I do, which is international professional speakers. We can help you do that as well. So come on, think about joining the BTBY movement. This is the Unstoppable Story Show. We'll be right back in 27 seconds. Yes, yes, yes. Go on over to comechangeyourlife.com and you can get more information about upcoming events in the BTBY schedule. You can start right now, ending 2024, going into 2025, alive and working on becoming the better you, just like Jeff and I do each and every day. And I'm grateful for BTBY. BTBY has taken me to some places that I never thought I would go alone. One of the things Jeff and I was talking about is that we created our first book anthology with BTBY. It's calling Becoming the Better You. The World is Ready. It's also over at comechangeyourlife.com. We also have clips from our great annual conferences that we have in Kansas City. We also have a link there to our Becoming the Best Speaker Academy, our 8-week course where you can become a better communicator and be on your way to becoming the best speaker you can be. So if you're interested, go on over to comechangeyourlife.com and you can find out more we're doing with BTBY. It is unstoppable, you guys. And so is Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much again for hanging out with us. You talked about being grateful for your dad and being grateful for life. And I want to just say I'm grateful to you, my friend. I'm grateful to you.
Yep.
We've worked together on BTBY. You know, you've also honored me with allowing me to provide you with some coaching early on in your career. And I always pop my collar and say I'm a proud papa when I see you on stage doing new and dynamic things, and how you have stayed committed to it. Like I said earlier, 7 years of doing anything consistently means that's number one, it's something that you love to do, and it means it's something that you're committed to do. And those words rarely go together unless somebody is on their right path. So I'm glad to see that you are on that. But you always give of yourself. You always give of yourself. We see that time and time again at our BTBY events. We see it time and time again when you open up your platform to other people, no strings attached, because you believe in making every second count. And we can see it in the love of your dad. You know, you still made your dad a priority while honoring your commitment to being a part of this show. So I'm grateful for you, Jeff, and I'm glad you're a part of my life.
Well, I'm grateful that you asked me to be on this, and I am also grateful for my dad working with my schedule a little bit, because he knows how important going out to dinner on Friday night with me is. Well, for me. I'll add that. I don't know if it is for him, but it is for me. So.
Well, I'm absolutely sure he gets as much out of it as you do. But so let's segue to what Jeff does when he's not um, hanging out with his dad. Tell us a little bit more about the show that I've been teasing that you've been doing for 7 years now.
So my show is unique. It's not. I'll say it's not so rigid. It's more kind of go with the punches kind of show. So it's all about letting people tell what they have faced in life, what they have had to grow through in life. And then we talk about how they grew through that stuff, if anybody helped them grow through that stuff. And we offer advice to other people that are dealing with the same or different things in life. And then we give contact information for them. And like I said, I really don't mind that if nobody watches the show. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is I am giving somebody a space for that show.
Well,
And
we know people are watching it, and we love that you are giving people spaces. What have people told you they're grateful for being on your show, or what type of
yeah,
feedback do
I
you
mean,
get from?
I get all kinds of people that have thanked me for being on my show, and they really enjoy being on. And it's just a conversation between two people. Now, I might not ask all the things that the audience would, and that is fine and dandy. But that is why I ask if the audience has any questions. And if I find that question valuable or like something that I should ask, I will ask that question for them. And I will tell the guest who that question is from.
Wow, that's great. That's powerful. And definitely giving people a platform that might not have a platform anywhere else. And I'm sure there have been people that have been on your show, and it's been the springboard for them to be on other people's podcasts and other people's show as well. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, that I'm sure that's true. You know, I had the former, have you ever heard of the Sitco 5 or
No,
Sitco 6?
no, tell.
They were held captive in Venezuela for 5 years in prison, and they were thought to have been US spies, but they weren't. They were all executives for Citgo Petroleum. And I had the former CEO and a 5-year prisoner of the Citgo 6 on my show.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. So definitely like you said, your show is a wide open format, but you give people the opportunity to be on your platform and to show how they are not taking life for granted and they are making every second count. And for that, I salute you, my friend. I appreciate you. And I thank you for spending time here with us on 21 Days of Gratitude. You got a final thought for our family before we let you go?
If there was one thing I could tell everybody out there is you have to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. I promise you, they're going to run out. You just don't know when. And that's why we have to make every second count.
I love it. You guys check out the Make Every Second Count show with Jeff Markinet Jr. It comes on Tuesday nights. You can follow him on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, or you can reach out to him on his Facebook page. Send him a message. There's the link right there on the screen right now. We appreciate you as always, Jeff, for being on the show. And you, of course, you're welcome to come back at any time. But more importantly, we are grateful for you and all that you do for your tribe, your community, and for the world universal. Keep talking to those kids, keep helping them to learn how to make every second count. They're our future leaders, and the things that you're doing with them today are going to make them our future leaders tomorrow. So we appreciate you, Jeff. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And thank you. And thank you guys for watching, whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching the replay. Again, it's the 21 Days of Gratitude, an attitude of gratitude as we head towards the Thanksgiving season. Remember, it's your harvest season. So be grateful for all that you've done, not only this year, but all that you've done in your entire life. And remember, like Jeff says, make every second count. And wherever you are in the world today, you know what I say. Don't just make it a great day, go out and make it an unstoppable day. Jeff knows it. All right, you guys, tune in again tomorrow for another episode of the 21 Days of Gratitude on the Unstoppable Story Show, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. Take care.